Grounded Weapons Guide, Chapter 5, Weapons Recommendation. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Welcome, 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 adventurers, to the final chapter of the Grounded Weapons Guide. It was a journey full of discoveries. Every chapter brought new things to us. If you feel a little bit lost in this chapter, don't panic. Just go back and start the series from chapter 1. The playlist with all chapters is being suggested in the top right corner of the screen. And if you are one of those quick finger players, every chapter has timestamp links added to the video description that you can use to jump back and forth as you wish. Wait a second, let me start this again. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. In chapter 3, we discovered the best types of strike. In chapter 4, we discovered the best forged upgrades. Now, we cross these results to find out what are the best weapons to carry in the game and fight those 12 top tier creatures. Bum 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 bum. Step 1. Clean the type of strike table and keep tagged only the best type of strikes. Step 2. Add forged upgrade legend to the type of strike table. Mighty will be grey, fresh will be blue, salty will be yellow, and spicy will be red. Step 3. Add to the creatures its forged upgrades vulnerabilities. For example, in chapter 4, we learned that the Broodmother is vulnerable to mighty and spicy. So, we color the type of strike tag grey and red. Easy, right? Let's do that to all of them. Bum 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 bum. Beautiful! With this chart, we have a perfect overview of intersections between the two damage categories, and will help us make optimal weapons choices. Grounded is becoming a game that accommodates various gameplay styles, so the best thing you can do is to use this chart and build your character setup. My recommendation is based on my gameplay style: solo player, melee blocker, and aggressive fighter. To make your own character setup, take in consideration one thing: the weapon's damage bar is the biggest influence in the final result. To have a perfect combination of type of strike and forged upgrade doesn't mean the highest damage output. The best weapon setup to cover all these top tier creatures based on my gameplay style is: Number 1. Insect bow with mint arrows. A stabbing weapon forged with fresh upgrade that will help you rule the skies. Kill bees in 5 shots, fireflies in 7 shots, and mosquitoes in 3 shots. If they come too close to you, Number 2. Fresh spider Fang Dagger. A chopping weapon forged with fresh upgrade, strong against the 3 flying insects and perfect against bombardier beetles. This is also your underwater weapon. If you want to carry an insect axe, I advise leveling it to level 5, but do not use it as a weapon. The same advice goes for the smashing type of strike. Level up the insect hammer to level 5, but do not use it as a weapon. It is low and doesn't make much damage when compared to the other weapons, like for example, Number 3. Spicy Club of the Mother Demon. With this generic weapon, forged with spicy upgrade, you can tear through a bunch of creatures. The fresh insect hammer takes 9 hits to kill a ladybug. This spicy demon club takes only 5 hits, even though the spicy forged upgrade has a medium effect on the ladybug. If the club was a fresh club, it would take only 3 hits to kill a ladybug, but you would be missing the spicy bonus against all spiders. You can craft more weapons, have less inventory space and be swapping weapons back and forth, or build a setup for the hardest enemies. I went for the second option, and consider spiders and sickly roly-poly harder than ladybugs. So I choose to forge the Club of the Mother Demon with the spicy upgrade. Orb Weaver dies with 3 hits. Wolf Spider dies with 4 hits. Sickly Roly-Poly dies with 6 hits. And the Broodmother dies with 25 hits. This may vary. If it is your first time to kill the Broodmother, I recommend the shield and the spicy black ant sword. Talking about swords, number 4, Salty Antlion Greatsword. This slashing weapon forged with salty upgrade is your Antlion killer. It dies with just 6 hits of this weapon. If it is your first time in the sandbox, watch the guide that's been suggested in the top right corner of the screen. It is also the best weapon against the assistant manager, but as it is a only one-time thing, has a small influence on the decision making. Possibly why I didn't even mention it in chapter 3. The Black Ant Sword and the Salty Morning Star are also viable options for this weapon slot. It kills Antlions with more hits, but practically at the same time. This also makes it possible to hold a shield, but as there is no one-handed weapon for generic that can be forged with spicy, my choice was to keep my character set up with both two-handed weapons. The Salty Antlion Greatsword kills the assistant manager with 10 hits and the Stink Bug with 4 hits. All these hit numbers are with mutations deactivated and no armor equipped. To make the best of it in combat situations, the mutations I recommend are Buff Lungs for max stamina, Coup de Grace for critical hits chance, Meat Shield for max health, Cardio Fan for hyper stamina, Parry Master for perfect blocking. For defensive players, the Crusty Roly-Poly armor set and the Black Ant armor set are ideal. For aggressive players, the Spider armor set and the Koi Fish armor set are the best picks. If you guys have any doubt about the Grounded Weapons guide, leave a comment below and I will help you. Thank you for watching the 5 chapters of this series, and as new things are added to the weapon system, this guide will be updated. For everything on Grounded, subscribe to Spy, and become a member of the channel with memberships that give monthly games for free. Be part of the Spy Academy. It's okay, I'll let you spy on me. Bum 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 bum.